How are you, dear students? Our lesson today about 3D shapes or three-dimensional shapes. Pages number 779 and 780. Let's start.
The essential understanding for this lesson is three-dimensional shapes have attributes that define them and make them different from one another. Previously, students defined two-dimensional shapes according to their attributes. In this lesson, students use attributes to identify and define solid shapes. In this problem, students are asked to find classroom objects that are the same shape as given three-dimensional shapes. This problem is key because students must consider the attributes that define the three-dimensional shapes and make them different from one another. Listen and look for students who are able to find objects that match some of the shapes, but not all of the shapes. For example, they may name objects that are shaped like a cube and a sphere, but they do not correctly name objects shaped like a rectangular prism, a cone, or a cylinder. Provide these students with geometric solids to touch and hold as you talk with them about their attributes. How many edges they have. How many vertices they have. How many flat surfaces or faces they have, and what shape those faces are. Listen and look for other students who find an object that matches each shape. Listen for some of these students to explain why an object matches a particular shape. A box is a cube because it has 6 square faces. A ball is a sphere because it has no flat surfaces, no edges, and no vertices. A party hat is a cone because it has one flat surface that is shaped like a circle and one vertex. A block is a rectangular prism because it has 6 faces that are rectangles, 8 vertices, and 12 edges. A trash can is a cylinder because it has 2 flat surfaces that are shaped like a circle. These students have used attributes of three-dimensional shapes to match objects and shapes. This prepares them for work later in this lesson of defining three-dimensional shapes by their attributes: number of faces, number of vertices, and number of edges.
So now, with our first question here, we have here 3 objects. This ball, and we call them in math sphere, and this box we call them in math rectangular prism, and we have here cylinder. So we start with our sphere. What is the number of faces here? What is the number of faces here? You can see no faces here, so we write here 0. What is the number of vertices? Any sphere has no vertices, so we will write here another 0. And number of edges? No edges mean our line like this one here. So we don't have any lines here, so we write here 0. So sphere has 3 zeros. No faces, no vertices, and no edges. What about rectangular prism? How many faces you see here? Let's count them. Let's count them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and here we have 1, it's 5, and here we have another one, it's 6. So we have here 6 faces. What about number of vertices? You can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and another 4 here. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4 here. So 4 plus 4 equal 8. So we have here 8 vertices. What about number of edges? When you count them, you will find here we have 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's about lines. And here we have another 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, but we counted before. And here we have, so if you count them, you will find we have here 12 edges. We have here in this rectangular prism 12 edges. So 6 faces here, 8 vertices, and 12 edges. What about this cylinder? Cylinder has 2 faces, like circles, one here and another one here. So we have here 2 faces. And how many vertices? Can you see any vertices here? No. So we don't have any vertices. 0. So you will write here 0. And how many edges? You can't see any lines here. So we will write 0 again. So we have here in cylinder 2 faces and no vertices and no edges. That's our answer here. Another question. Lily has an object that looks like a 3D shape. The object has 2 flat surfaces and 0 vertices. Draw an object that Lily could have. What is the 3D shape which has 2 flat surfaces and 0 vertices? Think. Yes, it's cylinder. Cylinder. We have here 2 faces like circles. We said it before. And we have no vertices. No vertices here. So it's what? Cylinder. Cylinder. There's another video here.
How do you define three-dimensional shapes? Let's find out. Three-dimensional or 3D shapes can be grouped in different ways. What is the name of this shape? It is a sphere. This shape is a rectangular prism. This is a cylinder. This is a cube. And this is a cone. How is a cylinder different from a cone? A cylinder has 2 flat surfaces. A cone has only 1. What is the shape of the flat surface on a cylinder or a cone?
Select your answer.
The flat surface of each of these shapes is a circle. These shapes have edges and vertices. Their flat surfaces are called faces. How are the faces of a rectangular prism different from the flat surfaces of a cylinder? A rectangular prism's faces are rectangles. A cylinder's flat surfaces are circles. The faces of a cube and a rectangular prism are all rectangles. A cube is a special rectangular prism that has squares for all of its faces.
Remember, a square is a rectangle too.
How is a sphere different from all of the other 3D shapes? A sphere is a 3D shape that has no flat surfaces, no edges, and no vertices. Now you know some ways to define 3D shapes.
So with another question here. Number 7. This shape is a cone. Which shape blue is also a cone? How do you know? Is it the green one or the red one? Choose one from here. Yes, the red one. It's a cone. Why? Because the red one here, or the red shape here, has one vertex. You can see it here. It has just one vertex and one flat surface. The green shape It's the same color, it's green too, but it doesn't have the same number of vertices or flat surfaces. We have here two faces, but in cone we have just one face. Okay, with another question here, number 8. We have here two 3D shapes. Nikki and Ben each buy one item from the store. Next item has 4 more edges than vertices. Ben's item has the same number of flat surfaces and edges. Draw a circle around Nick's item and draw a box around Ben's item. So we have here 4 more edges. 4 more edges. If you count edges here or lines here, you will find them it's 12. And how many vertices? It's 8. So we have here 4 more edges than vertices. So we will put a circle here like this on a rectangular prism. The second shape here, our shape has the same number of faces and edges, or has the same number of flat surface or edges. It's what sphere. No faces, no edges, and no vertices. So we will put a box here. With another question. Draw and label a 3D shape. Then write a sentence. Describe your 3D shape. Here you can choose any 3D shape. Any shape you want. I choose here a cube. A cube. And our sentence, a cube has 6 faces and 8 vertices and 12 edges. Another question, number 10. I have 6 faces and I have 8 vertices. Which 3D shape could I be? Choose all that apply. That means I will choose 1 or 2 or 3, or I will choose all of them. I will choose all of them. So here I'm looking for a 3D shape with 6 faces and 8 vertices. Is that sphere? No. Is it cube? Yes. Cube has 6 faces and 8 vertices. Is that rectangular prism? Yes. It has 6 faces and 8 vertices. Is that cylinder? No. So here I would choose cube and rectangular prism. So dear students, don't forget our homework, pages number 781 and 782. See you tomorrow. Thank you.